these zones, Zute. Come on, I've never seen this in my career. In my career, I've never seen this. Oh, stop! Stop!
Oh, here comes a mad dash of rotations. Everybody, time to visit the beautiful island of Los Higos. Good luck making it there. Now, there's 2 bridge access ways. We see one here on the western side. Already fight breaking out, but Besiktas managing to just get slightly ahead of Tem Entertainment. That's gonna. Taking a look at the map, let's see who's made it across so far. Furious Gaming, they've made it across. They lose only 1 member. IHC is going to get in comfortably after, you know, winning that fight on the western bridge. But if it goes south, which it might go south, they're going to end up getting camped themselves on the other end. And we still got teams rotating in from the blue zone because poor old Geek Fam. Look at that. Geek Fam are like, oh, God, we were not ready for this. And that circle goes further down south right onto Los Higos. What a crazy zone. I thought last week we had really insane cool zones. Man, this one takes the cake.
Group yellow, baby. Here we are. Geek Fam, they're going to have a little bit of PTSD for Northern drop sites, I think, for quite some time, as 4 angry men are now making their approach. And unfortunately, running into D. Xavier, Game Lords have found at least one of Falcons, as Yusuf is just getting swarmed and completely alone. No opportunity really for that engagement. Never alone. A little bit further off is going to try and close that gap as Damar looks for the res, cooking up a beautiful nade, but is going to be sending it in the direction of not where they need it to be. And that means the Falcons lose 2.
Falcons do get 2 down right here. Continuing on with the fight, though, I think they realize, hey, we're probably not going to make it into that circle. May as well take this fight and pick up some points. Geek Fam finally making it out of the blue zone. There we go, finally. They're out of the blue zone, and they are going to keep rotating, of course, because zone is still far away from them. Got to go down that stretch of road, and Falcon Sniper is popping in some nice shots over to Game Lord, not connecting, however. Falcons down to 2, and it's like, at this point, it's like, do you just stay and fight for the points, or do you try and make it into the zone still? I think these teams are really struggling with deciding what to do in terms of those 2 options.
What's even crazier is while we've been talking, the zone has centered up on Los Higos. So for the first time ever, I get to say on a Miramar map, majority of the zone right now is water. You got to take a swim, you got to take a boatation, you got to try and jump across a bridge if you get the opportunity to, but you can just see the absolute chaos that is being ensued because of this ridiculous zone shift. Our rejects, I mean, they were one of the first teams to make that swim across onto Los Higos, and now they might be reaping the benefits. Geek Fam, unfortunately, when we talk about those third-party opportunities, now literally in the water, getting shot at with what option?
Man, so many players. Just this is FaZe Clan here, trying to farm as many elimination points as they can. Same with the rejects. They swam early, and now they're reaping the rewards, being able to shoot back at everyone else. And yeah, this is indeed a straight up Los Higos finish on Miramar.
Oh, it is beautiful. This is one of the first times I've been able to see this. And what chaos can we expect from this? So Besiktas moving on in from that eastern side. They've also been treated to some beautiful land, some beautiful real estate as rejects there of their duo. Maybe they can get powerful and never alone out.
4 AM getting into fight. This is on the southern side of the part of Miramar. This is on the Los Higos Island. They will take down that player. D. Xavier, both players swimming ashore, forced to get into quick engagement right there. D. Xavier go down to 2 members. This is Geek Fam with 1, GK still with 2, 20Kills with 3. I'm taking a look, trying to figure out which teams are still 4-man teams. There's a couple of them still, which is going to come into play huge, especially for the side of 4 AM. They got to push their way in and fight their way in onto Los Higos.
I mean, I'm taking a look at FaZe, I'm taking a look at Besiktas, you know, Tem Entertainment, who do have full numbers, but they first have to get their way through Train to Kill. So might be a potential there coming through from that eastern. See who's going to be making a crossing and who they might be able to pick up. But again, so much zone availability has been given up to the water. So yes, maybe some of those vehicles might help them out, because at this point, I don't know, if we go anywhere closer to the water, I don't think these teams have an option.
IHC successfully defending against that 4 a.m. push. Now it's down to 1v1. Svan should be... Oh, nope. Just as I say that, that is actually FaZe from the other side of the river getting that finish right there. Now Svan is the last member up for 4 a.m. This 4 a.m. team was just literally a 4-man team a second ago. Now they are no longer 4 angry men.
Trying to make sure that their teammate can swim across quite safely, but we've got so many teams on this side. Rejects still just being an absolute menace with that beautiful nade onto Victor. Does mean that Game Lord will now drop to only one potential player for that rotation. Key, they had such a good start on Erangel, but I don't think alongside them and every other team in this lobby, they were expecting this kind of a zone. How would you even prep for this kind of a zone?
Well, one thing I learned is just go for the swim early, right? Like just go for it. Rejects right now sitting really comfortably in a strong position right there on the south side, also being able to farm a lot of points. We are 100% confirmed on the Lost Higos ending now. Tim Entertainment, they managed to avoid the fight with 20Kills, just circumventing that and wrapping down the river, and instead has been setting up camp at that compound, taking shots at everybody for the last like 10 minutes pretty much. Now they got to move in, but they do have 4. This 1v1 between Svan and IHC. Both teams down to their last players. Both teams need to move just a little bit further to go in. It looks like Alex is going to try and avoid this fight and instead wrap into the zone, giving Svan a nice way in. Here we have FaZe now crossing over. Nosham Red here taking a lot of good shots from inside the vehicles into the swimmers of FaZe. FaZe lose 1. FaZe still has 3 up though, but they have to deal with the rejects and GK on the other side. Ragnar waiting for them.
I do not see an opportunity here now for FaZe Clan to make this happen. Tony K actually circling back over here towards Nongshim Red to see if they can find a different way through. Vivo Keith, one of our other only 4-man teams, also didn't decide to make that trip over into Los Higos and now will be paying the prices. Tony K rotates on back around to give Dooms a bit of a surprise, trying to take out that shot, trying to take out that pressure from the vehicle, but now out in the water they all are. Sporter will be looking for FaZe. Looking for that final shot onto Tony K. So hopefully get a conclusion to this. Oh,
I like what Nosham Red Force is deciding to do there, honestly. They know with 2 it's very unlikely that they could, well, maybe one of them will make it to the other side of the shoreline. But may as well go for the points, right? Go for those elimination points. They sit in the vehicles instead to use it as a means to be able to shoot in the water. And they take out, well, not just them, but them with RC take out the FaZe team. RC still taking shots at...
As Train to Kill with that rotation on end. We were talking about those 4-man teams. It was Tim Entertainment alongside Besiktas that made that trip down to Los Higos. It is no longer Tim Entertainment, who are now reduced down to only 2 as Nongshim Red Force unfortunately feel the brunt of rejects and their just big brain plays, man, making that rotation onto Los Higos.
This fight's about to heat up even more though, because if the circle goes right into the buildings, the city, the heart of Los Higos, we might get to see an urban finish.
Here's the question, do you play that outskirts zone? Was it up to the early eliminations for Genesis? They might have had a slower rotation, but just choosing that timing right and managing.
Only 2 up. It's been an absolute slugfest just making it here. So much bullets expended already into the water side, and there might be more as Enjoy is swinging out over here. He smells something fishy. He will spit out Bevy there, and that's another member of Tim Entertainment down. I think Besiktas now feeling a little bit more comfortable. They're making edge of the zone and wait a little bit longer. Lamborghini, he's kind of safe down here as long as Besiktas doesn't decide to push him, right? He's kind of isolated down here by himself. He can almost use Besiktas as a shield on his right. Going for the push, and Rejects versus Furious Gaming in the city of Los Higos. I like this push out of Rejects. They're not playing too passive. They want to take full control and may as well do it now while the fight is somewhat isolated.
What a potential, absolutely booming game it could be here for Rejects, running already with 13 eliminations, just trying to close that gap onto Furious Gaming, who are having all of their nades prepped and ready, which is the only real helping factor here, as a 2 on 3 scenario is about to ensue. The action comes on through. Duello actually finding Genesis Dogma in the meantime as well, as if you had time to focus on another team. Here it comes through.
You always love seeing that. When a team is focused on a fight and it hasn't fully broken out, they can turn their heads and just, you know, knock a player from another team. Genesis Dogma will get that revive. The Besiktas and Train to Kill fight is starting to ensue now. Train to Kill not really getting the better end of things. They did manage to knock one player. They will get one confirmation there onto Besiktas. So Besiktas will hold strong and take out that team, but they go from a 4-man down to a 3-man.
Still massive potential. I mean, and the only other potential 3-man team, it is Reject, still up against Furious Gaming. And oh, Justice is out for the hunt here, and they will do so. They will succeed. They are on 14 eliminations. This is the performance we've been waiting for from Rejects, but now...
over from the northern side.
They capitalized off of the chaos here in this zone, off of the chaos of this entire map. The way that we have been rotating, the way that we have been going through this terrain. I mean, they just got the perfect timing after the chaos, but now it's going to once again coming down to those decisions. Rejects now finding the last remaining member here from 4 Angry Men. Leaves us down to our 4 teams. We still have that straggler from DX Xavier, but Rejects, they look to be on a literal rampage with 15 eliminations as Genesis now finds Besiktas.
Ooh. The third party coming through. Rejects decides to strike now. Great timing. Besiktas down to 2, and Lamborghini is still up. If Lamborghini times as well and this fight kind of stalemates out or goes back and forth, Lamborghini could potentially steal the chicken dinner away from both of these teams. Besiktas will get the revive, quickly knocked back down to the nade by Justice. Good peeks back and forth. They don't want to commit too hard and lose one of their players. Besiktas now down to 1. It's all up to Peace. Can he get 1? Maybe 2 knocks. Doesn't even get the single one. Now Lamborghini has his work cut out for him. This Rejects team about to take the chicken dinner. They're feeling confident. They didn't lose a single player, which was actually crucial. If one of them got knocked, Lamborghini could see that from his position, and he would have stood up and third-partied. But Rejects playing so disciplined, now clearing this last area together. Spots out Lamborghini. Over. It is all said and done. Look at the joy out of the Rejects team. And unhappy bouncing back after a terrible day number 1 performance, I'd have to say. 9 eliminations, 1,372 damage. If we
35 total points, 20 eliminations. I think this is a record for Group Yellow, if not a record for the whole PMGC. 7? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Fall into you.